The goaltending. So I think we've had it kind of set in our minds that Luukkonen and Levi are going to be their tandem, and I think they very well might be. But JP, I'm gonna ask you this question: do you know by chance the last time that James Reimer played in an AHL game?
I saw this. I think it was on Twitter the other day. I don't know the exact date, but I know it hasn't been for a long time.
2011.
That's I was thinking 2012, but 2011, yeah.
It's been a while, and he signs for $1 million. I believe it was a one-way contract. I I I'm kind of I mean, I don't know. Like, do you see what I'm kind of getting at here?
Yeah, completely.
You sign someone who absolutely could have gone to another team. I mean, James Reimer has been a very steady goaltending option. I mean, he was kind of the back, he was the backup for the Red Wings last year, but also was their starting goalie at times. I don't know. I feel like he could have easily gone to a team. He could have easily been a number two for a team rather than coming here and being the perceived number three. I don't know. Are they maybe considering putting Levi in the AHL? Um, or, or are they
Don't
considering
say
three
it.
goalies? Are they considering it?
I hope not. I really hope not.
If they did three goalies again, again for the third season in a row, oh man! Like I don't hate the idea of adding a Reimer. It's more just I don't know. I mean, because I feel like Felix Sandstrom, he was. I mean, he basically took over for Carter Hart. He wasn't great. I mean, look, we saw the Philadelphia Flyers. We saw how they collapsed the second half of the season. Felix Sandstrom is not a good goalie, but I think he could have easily filled that number three role and easily been a guy who just starts in the AHL and is the first call up. I just think it's interesting that they signed 37-year-old goaltender who hasn't played in the AHL since 2011.
Yeah, when I saw that, that really changed my opinion on our goaltending room. I mean, I've been saying for a while that it would really annoy me if Levi wasn't our number two. And I still do think that because I think at the end of the day, like who am I gonna trust in a one game scenario, Devin Levi or James Reimer? I'm gonna trust Levi. Um,
But who
I
do you
don't know.
trust in a larger sample size?
Well,
A full season.
that's the thing. I mean, it, I I think what this move could really mean is that UPL is going to play like 60 games next year, ideally, and they don't want Levi just sitting on the bench the whole season. So he might be in the AHL again. I think that might be the most likely scenario now.
Like I don't mind. Like if they want Levi to start in the AHL, like I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, you look at some of his peers. Yaroslav Askarov, Dustin Wolf. These are guys that have had multiple full seasons in the AHL, and Levi, you can't even really. I mean, he probably get close to one season. You couple in the AHL games plus the playoff games. He had, I guess, a full season, but I don't think another season of doing that again is really going to kill him. I just want them just stay committed to it. Okay, just stay committed. Either Lukin and Reimer is your tandem, and that's a good tandem because I don't because like I said, Reimer is a good number two option and has proven that throughout his career. But you keep Levi there unless there's an injury. Don't call him up and down. Don't do what you did last season where Levi got that late season call up because he was heating up in the AHL. It's just there's no point to it. Okay, either this is your plan, stick to it, or hey, we could be overanalyzing. Reimer's maybe the guy to start in the AHL, and maybe this was discussed before he signed the contract. I mean, I'm sure it's been discussed, but I don't know. I also wouldn't be surprised if they just said, well, you're competing with Levi and Luukkonen for the for the crease. Um, I don't know. Good luck. Sign here for $1 million.
Yeah, I think what you said is the best point. I think it's either Levi beats out Reimer for the number two or Reimer beats out Levi. I don't want them flip flopping. I don't want Levi to be, UPL needs some rest. Let's call up Levi from down the 90, have him drive an hour to play one game, then send him back. Like I don't see the point in that. Um, just make a commitment. And I don't think Reimer's I don't think Reimer's going to the AHL at this point. Like I feel like someone might pick him up. I don't know. It's just weird. Like the fact that he hasn't played in an AHL game in 12 or 13 years, and he's been a backup for a few years now. Like it is a little weird. Um, I don't know. I still think Levi's ready. I think he more than proved himself in the AHL. And I think that hopefully, my ideal workload is 50-30 with UPL and Levi. But if Levi has one more year in the AHL, like it's not going to hurt him. It's only going to help him. Like I'm especially with that team, with how many rookies they have, he's probably going to be getting lit up with shots like Rochester always is. So it is what it is. I just think if you want your two best goalies in your organization on the Sabres in a make or break year, I think it's UPL and Levi.
And that's sort of the other thing, because we touched on the Amerks. It could be a very interesting year for them in terms of, well, defense. There might not be a lot of it, especially with a new coach and a lot of youth being injected into the lineup. Maybe they know, because I'm trying to think. Their defensive reinforcements, because I feel like Gilbert and Bryson are both going to be on the NHL roster, or even so, maybe one of them slips to the AHL. Otherwise, you still got Kel Clegg and Ryan Johnson, and I feel like I'm forgetting a few of the names that they signed, but it's not like they
Well,
made like a what?
Komarov.
Oh,
Komarov's
that's
going
right,
to be in the
Komrov.
AHL
Yeah,
now.
well,
But
Komrov's another
he's more
youthful
of a
piece.
yeah, he's more of a offensive guy too.
So
So
you got this youth, and you didn't have a huge overhaul in your AHL defense. It could be a busy year for the goaltender, and hey, maybe they want Devin Levi to be the guy again. And I don't know. I mean, we know his time in Northeastern and his time in the AHL last season. He thrives in those environments where he gets the heavy workload, and he's kind of looked upon as the guy to help the team win. It's a good development environment for him. So I don't think it's a bad thing, because it's not like, okay, it's not like they're going Luukkonen and Sandstrom like that was the plan. James Reimer is a really steady option. So if that's who they want to be with Luukkonen, I don't think it's the worst option in the world.